It's now time for Energy Insights, where you get an inside view and local perspective of all the oil and gas progress going on in the Mid-Ohio Valley. This program is brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association and can be heard every Saturday at 9 a.m. on WMOA AM 1490, FM 101.3, JAWS Country FM 100.9, and ESPN Radio AM 630 and FM 92.9. Here's Johnny Wharf, your local host.
Energy Insights on a Saturday morning on the radio, brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association. Enter Kenneday Copeland. She's with WJAW, Ohio Oil and Gas Education. Let me say that again. Ohio Oil and Gas Energy Education Program and External Affairs. And you recently did a blog with one of our shows that we did when Brian Chavez and I were in D.C. and we talked to Andrew Wheeler, and that's not an easy guy to sit down with. So I'm glad that you recognized what he had to say and shared that with others.
Yes, absolutely. When I read or listened to your interview, I was absolutely taken back and just blown away by what was said, and I knew that more people had to hear what he had to say. So I went to our WJAW blog and wrote up a piece about how the U.S. EPA Administrator, Andrew Wheeler, who is a native Ohioan, talked about air quality progress and the great things that are happening in Ohio. He had great things to say about how the United States produces oil and gas cleaner than any other major exporter in the world. And that's just backing up exactly what our data has been showing us for some time now. So the EPA measures 6 criteria for air pollutants in the United States. And the Administrator Wheeler talked about how the United States our air is 74% cleaner today than it was in 1970, and that is spectacular. And which is, just like I said, backs up the data we've been seeing for some time now. Some data coming from the Carnegie Mellon University shows that carbon intensity has declined 36% nationwide compared to in 2005. And locally in Ohio, a Consumer Energy Alliance report shows that as natural gas production has increased, key pollutants have decreased. And that's just fantastic. And it was really, really great to listen to you talk to him and get him to talk about this with Ohioans and down there in Marietta especially.
Kenneday Copeland is our guest, and she's with WJAW and External Affairs. And Kenneday, just for me, you know, to talk to the administrator of the EPA was cool, but then to see how engaged he was in the energy industry, in the oil and gas, and in the, you know, talking about growing up on Lake Erie and how much cleaner it is now than it was then. He just seemed to really want people to know. And you know well, not better than anybody, that you can go anywhere and find the answers you want to find, but to go to the top, which is exactly what he is, and hear it come from him is certainly special.
Absolutely. What a great opportunity for you to talk to him and just to hear it straight from the top, just like you said. You know, we, every day in Ohio, we see that it's cleaner here. We see our air quality. We see how great things are being done. But to hear someone in D.C. talk about it from the very top and say that they're recognizing it, their data is backing it up, I mean, that's all that we can ask for.
Talk about Kenneday Copeland's day-to-day and how it has changed in terms of, you know, what you're trying to accomplish, and if you've had to establish some new protocols just for you to get, you know, the word out as it pertains to external affairs.
Yeah, absolutely. So we spend a lot of time writing right now, right? A lot of time online and trying to reach people where they are right now. People aren't out and about, but people are online. So it's been a unique challenge, but it's been really interesting and exciting to be on social media more, be in the digital media, and be writing a lot of columns and blog posts, trying to reach people while they're sitting at home on their phones or their computers, and just trying to pick up the phone and do Zoom meetings. You know, we hosted a Zoom meeting as well with a bunch of people from our industry on Earth Day to talk about the air quality progress and the progress that our industry is making for environmental gains and natural gas progress. So we've just been trying to get into those spaces as much as possible, and it's been a challenge, but it's been really fun.
Kenneday Copeland, External Affairs, Ohio Oil and Gas Energy Education Program, and direct us to the site, and specifically to the blog. I had a chance to actually read it a couple of times, so if you could maybe let our listeners know how they could find that, that would be great.
Yes, absolutely. To read a couple of our blog posts and as well as some other things on how we've been in the news lately, head to www.oogeep.org/news.
Oh, that's pretty easy, actually, more. So OOGEEP, that is Ohio Oil and Gas Energy Education Program, and Kenneday Copeland, our guest with the External Affairs. And as it goes forward, are you optimistic that things are going to jump back into the right frame here for us?
You know, all we can do is be optimistic, right?
Sure thing. I love it. That's right. Thank you for your time. I want to talk again with you next week, specifically about the trends as it relates to, COVID and what it's done to the industry and different donations that I know you've done here locally. So we'll take another time to do that, Kenneday. But as always, appreciate your time, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
All right. Energy Insights is the program brought to you each and every Saturday morning here on the radio by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association.
Thank you for listening to Energy Insights, brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association. Tune in every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on WMOA Local Radio, JAWS Country, and ESPN Radio, as Johnny Wharf brings you your local and inside perspectives going on in the oil and gas industry right here in the Mid-Ohio Valley.